figure I'd just make a video if you're coming out far to look at the truck, so it's a little easier to find out. I like to know what you're paying for, so we'll just kind of walk through it. Gotta get the battery charged. It's sat for a while. The alternator is dead. It won't even full field, so that's gonna have to be replaced, especially before long haul. You know, I definitely have belts and stuff before committing to something, but motor's probably the soundest part on it, besides the original body. Some of the there's little dings and stuff on the trim pieces. Probably 60% of them are still good. Wiper blades are shot, windshield's got a crack. This is surprisingly good up here, considering that's water catch. Hood's in great shape. Cut my extension cord. Front bumpers and grills in pretty good shape. The trim and definitely everything needs to be freshened up. These are actually, I want to say, 15, 20-year-old tires that haven't put air in them in 12 years, and they still hold air. There's the badge, Custom Deluxe. There we go. Backside's got a little bit of rust right there. Top's pretty good. It's the big window rear. It's got the trim and everything still really good. Inside door panels, I mean, not bad. I don't know what it would be to get those, cleaned up. But overall metal integrity of the doors, really good. It kicked up a little bit down here. That needs replaced. That's the kick panel. But there's no rust up in here like some of the other ones have. A little bit of surface rust there. The floor is in good shape. The seat itself, that's about the worst of it. But the frame's all okay. Insides, it's just old. Dash is almost immaculate. Steering wheel's gone, but I think nobody has a good steering wheel. I don't have the original key, but I didn't want to ruin the original lock, so I kept it and just have that plugged in down at the bottom for now. Same with the doors. I don't have the key to it, but I know you can get a key made, so I didn't mess with it. Here's one of the cool parts. It's got the original parts list or options list. There's some information about the engine that was, some of the original service things, spare fuses and whatnot. And this stuff's just the original cardboard. The radio, I believe one of the I think there's strings back here. One of the strings is off, so it really only goes one direction and you have to push to go the other way. I remember it being used before. The fans work. The AC, it's factory AC for all these here. Factory AC, I don't know the integrity of the system, but I know that it's the first year that they did it. Bed rest, I think. Well, maybe I was thinking of one of the other trucks. This one's actually getting pretty good. I know there's got to be one of these corners that had. There you go. There's a little hole right there. But fairly dented and stuff. It was used back in the 80s for hauling motors to dealerships and stuff. But the bed's, not the major part. It's a bumper. I think this will probably hitch. Otherwise, take a ball. Otherwise, you're gonna wanna, bolt up something. And the undercarriage, there's no major rust, just surface rust on pretty much everything. It's been in Colorado its whole life. We're dry up here. Is the 3/4 ton. Other side of the bed, there's a dent there. You know, I haven't done hardly anything to it since it's been stored. Had to get a new gas cap because the other one was keyed to a set of keys that I never received. It's a different issue. This door's pretty good. A little bit of dent there. No rust though. This is the worst of the kick panels. Rust goes a little higher on this side, so they'd probably have to be cut up into the floor a little bit. But that's probably the easiest fix since it's the most common one done on these. Then we got just the... This is about the worst of the frame rust. Well, it's actually part of the cab, but pretty good, chunk out of there because that's holding water. But I think that's just a matter of, cutting up here, and they sell that same exact piece because it just bolts to the cab. You just weld it where this seam comes into play. The main frame itself is in great condition. There's transmission does a lot of leaking, so there's fluid under there. It is a turbo 350, so it's probably not going to be able to go too fast on the highway to be able to tow, but I mean, given it's going to be restored, it only has to make it there. Try to get it started here in a minute so I can move and maybe get a little further underneath. Like I said, alternator's bad. Did replace the master cylinder, should have rebuilt it, but it's too late for that. It's great under here. I mean, everything is just as it was. Motor was rebuilt by my dad at a shop. Guy didn't pay for it, so he basically repoed the truck. Original condenser with a little innovation with some screen in front of it, so it's in really great shape, as is the radiator. There's no water leaks on it at all. There's no oil leaks on the motor itself. There's some blow-by because it's, the clearances aren't as good as they were or are now. Again, the transmission, no matter what's going to have some work done to it. Inside of the hood is great. For the majority, very little body work. I think there's a little bit of rust underneath where the bumper mounts, but I've never seen it. It's really good. Let's see if we got enough juice to run her. I hope that the battery might have got killed. We had a pretty cold February, and the battery was already dead. I should have taken it out, but busy with other things, and main reason why I gotta sell it. Sorry if I'm boring you while I'm walking around turning the crank amps on the charger. Making you dizzy, making you look at the asphalt. I don't know if I'll be able to start with this battery. I'll probably have to send another video with that. Yeah, well, I'm going to let it charge for a while, and then I'll get back with making a video. So I'm going to post this, and I'll email you the link Maybe that by that time I'll have the start video up.